I made this morning, that wasn't enough for everybody. Pizza. Good old Domino's.
Police department in Oklahoma City, where 57-year-old pharmacist Jerome
I like me a ham pizza.
regarding an attempted robbery at his store, Reliable Pharmacy. A few hours earlier, 14-year-old Javante Ingram and 16-year-old Antoine Parker
I got to in like 15 minutes.
and attempted to steal drugs and
Shit was
cash at
fast.
gunpoint. Two female
Why did you
employees hid in the back room, while
You did.
Hansel, who kept multiple guns behind the counter, confronted the robbers, who shot at the teenagers, striking Parker in the forehead. Ingram fled in a
What's
car
wrong?
after Ersland
You
chased
hurt?
him out of the store. After checking on his employees, Ersland called police.
Well, I'm afraid you might have to. You said you shot somebody. Yes, you did. What is your name? My name is Colonel Jerome Ersland. There was two of them. They came in with us with guns. They shooting us.
While other witnesses gathered at the scene, Ersland speaks with Detective David Jacobson at the police department. Ersland immediately tells the investigator that this isn't the first time he's killed.
Whoa.
I have PTSD from being in the Gulf War. Killed a lot of people there.
Whoa.
But I had to do it. We got hurt for it. I was a platoon leader in Fort Bragg.
Ersland then gives his version of the day's events.
Go ahead, buddy.
I saw these
Either way.
two fat guys with gray masks, and then they had guns.
No point.
And the ladies were right by the register, and they said, "I want all your money and all your
Had to try it.
drugs." But then the guys got real
3
mad
months
because
today.
they didn't get it, and they started shooting.
No drinking,
Ersland
drinking.
claims he grabbed two guns from behind the counter, his rifle and a handgun.
And then they said, "He's got a gun." And so they continued to fire, and then I started firing, and I took the one on the left, and I shot him, and then the other guy ran out of the store.
How many times do you think you shoot at this guy? It goes down.
Probably 5,
Damn.
but he kept staying
Oh, no. Why you gotta land
and I
like
was
that?
afraid he was going to get the girl.
Ersland was released pending further investigation. But when the store's surveillance video was reviewed later, Ersland's self-defense story collapsed. Only Ingram had a gun. Ersland claimed they were both armed. Police determined that Ingram never fired any shots. Ersland also lied about the sequence of events. The shooting didn't happen all at once. The video shows him shooting the unarmed Parker once in the head with the rifle only. Then chasing Ingram down the sidewalk outside. He then steps over the alive but unconscious Parker to retrieve the handgun behind the counter and shoots him 5 more times in the chest.
I like murder
The
me.
examiner stated it was the additional shots that killed 16-year-old Antoine Parker. Detectives also discovered Ersland exaggerated about his military service.
I was a platoon
We
leader
get 2 from each
in
box.
Fort Bragg.
His military record showed he was an Air Force pharmacist stationed in Oklahoma.
We got hurt through this part.
Ersland was arrested 2 weeks after his interview and charged with first-degree murder. At trial 2 years later, Ersland was convicted by a jury and sentenced to life in prison. He will be eligible for parole in 2049 when he will be 98 years
Damn.
old. Javante Ingram, who escaped the pharmacy, was arrested and charged with conspiracy to commit robbery with a firearm. Because a death occurred during a felony, Ingram was also he pled guilty, was sentenced to 3 years in a juvenile facility, and was released after his 18th birthday.
huh?
You know what happened to you? I know you're listening. What is my First up, we're at the 15th
Papa, what are you
Sheriff's
doing?
Office in Central Georgia.
Doing all that.
25-year-old Stephen McDaniel is being
Leave him
questioned by
alone.
detectives about the disappearance of his neighbor and former law
Yeah,
school
oh.
classmate, 27-year-old Lauren Giddings. The previous day, Giddings was reported missing by her friend. And on the same day, McDaniel was interviewed on live television.
Yeah, Lauren was my neighbor. We're just trying to find out where she is at this point. I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday.
Good catch, Patty. You that was like life or death. You wouldn't have caught it. You would have never got it.
Patty?
About body earlier. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Uh-oh. You see, I gotta
Unbeknownst
see
to McDaniel, Lauren's dismembered torso had been found a few hours earlier, wrapped in plastic in a dumpster near their apartment complex. When police questioned Giddings' neighbors, and they all agreed to have their apartment searched, McDaniel initially declined, saying, "I'm protective of my space."
How many pieces?
Agreed to the search under the condition that he... Then, during the search, he surprised investigators when he admitted stealing condoms from two of his neighbors' apartments.
Hey.
He was immediately
All right, go ahead.
arrested for burglary.
You go where the big ones were. What with you?
Now, 10 hours later, Detective David Patterson begins the interrogation.
The tiniest ones.
Did you used to work at the district attorney's office in Macon?
Yes.
Was you on the prosecutor's
That's for a little guy.
side or defense
A
side?
little piece for a little guy.
Was you on our side?
What's this
How
right
did you
here?
know about this girl right here? You know her?
Yes. Lauren Giddings.
Does she live next door to you?
Yes.
When's the last time you seen her?
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Uh-oh.
I'm asking you for your help. I'm a detective, and I'm asking you for your help. Okay? I'm asking you for help. I need your help. Can you help me?
I don't know.
Hold
In your expert opinion,
on. You about to get
of
caught.
all your knowledge of going through law school and all that, who in that complex do I need to talk to? That's what you want me telling me and her father, that you don't know. Not that you're sorry that she's missing, not that you've been trying to help me out to find her, but you just want me to tell her out.
Oh, you don't like my
You're a
dog?
sorry piece that you want me to tell her that.
That's probably why
You got your
you'll be so damn hard, nigga.
news.
Alright.
It stood out
Not
there.
one day where you're not
She
washing
gave a
your toes.
media report that her mother saw
Alright.
about her missing daughter. And you want me to sit there and tell them that you don't know. You know,
Huh. Stuff press.
you're just a sorry piece that don't give.
I don't know what she
Hard
is.
piece of shit that don't give a fuck.
Detective Scott Chapman comes in to relieve Patterson, but McDaniel still.
What my victim doing? Come here, victim.
Where's she going around here? Where's that little girl, Stephen?
Where is she, man?
Where?
You shook her, man.
Stephen.
Tricked her?
Come on, Steve.
Look at this right here, this little girl right here. And you gonna say you don't know? I know you know.
Steve knows.
For the next few hours, McDaniel appeared catatonic, barely moving or answering questions from detectives. But they couldn't get him to crack, no matter how hard they pressed him. Detectives continued to investigate and learned McDaniel was obsessed with Lauren, recording video and spying on her for months.
Fuck!
He had previously asked her out,
What is that?
but she turned him down. McDaniel remained in jail, and a month later, DNA analysis linked the hacksaw used to dismember Lauren's body to McDaniel. He was arrested and charged with her murder. 3 years later, in an effort to avoid the death penalty, Stephen McDaniel pled guilty to the murder of Lauren Giddens. He provided the details of the murder and of him disposing of her body parts in various dumpsters at Mercer Law School. No body parts were ever found.
Ow.
McDaniel was sentenced to life in prison with a chance of parole after 30 years, when he would be 55 years old. Next, we're at the Bullhead City Police Department in Arizona, where 66-year-old Michael Bailey is being questioned regarding recent disturbing incidents at a local big box retailer. 6 weeks earlier, an employee of the store took down Bailey's license plate number and contacted police. The investigation led police to Bailey, who lives in nearby Lake Havasu City. He was contacted and asked to come in for questioning. Today, Detective Garcia and Detective English have some questions for Bailey about his visits to the store.
How you doing?
So what happened?
Well, it's shopping around couldn't find anything in their clothing. Couldn't find anything else that I was asking.
You want to start over and tell Detective English why you're here, or do you want to continue going this student around?
I'll keep it out. I'm circulating. Keep around. And he said that I was exposing myself. Well, I've never in my life exposed myself. I mean,
Who's that be?
they reveal.
Omicron? Not me.
But as far as embarrassing, okay.
Bailey claims it's an innocent mistake, but detectives have surveillance footage of Bailey exposing his genitals in the store on 2 separate occasions over the past 2 months.
Michael, listen. He's just right here. But you exposing yourself and fondling yourself in the clothing section while you followed a young girl around in that section. Is that an accurate statement?
I guess
Cat.
Um,
Got cats
there
everywhere.
was a lady who caught you, who saw you with your genitals exposed.
This is one of them.
No, I'm not.
I never had my genitals.
Okay, all right.
In fact, I would never do
Okay. But you were touching yourself.
well, that. The clothing I had on might have been a little revealing. There was no exposing my genitals.
Well, can you go out to do one thing and one thing only? To get your rocks off by looking at the wall.
Damn.
When you show that DVD, we will. With your shorts pulled up so far, your junk's hanging out. You offended a mother and her child. You obviously enjoyed that. And then, if that wasn't good enough for you, you went over to the
damn.
little girls' clothing aisle. Now, how many bargains do they have for
don't need
65-year-old
your
men in
shit.
the children's clothing aisle? Zero.
How far away?
We ran your picture by everybody in his 2 incidents so far, and everybody without hesitation. Big job. This photo runner, as man in duty says.
Down.
For the last 10 years, my blood pressure's just been spiked up crazy. And so I've had almost no sexual desire over this last 10 years.
Detectives stay focused on the more important issue at hand.
I think there may be something going on with the younger girls.
Well, this is true. I've never had fascination with younger girls, but that's as far as goes.
What's the youngest age of girl that you're fascinated about?
I was 6, 7.
Okay. How many times have you exposed yourself
Motherfucker right here, crazy right here.
while watching a young female child in the last 30 years? Too many to count? Because you've never been caught, have you? This is the first time you've been caught, am I correct? Or have you been caught before? You're blaming it on blood pressure and this and that. You know what? While you're talking here, all I'm hearing is blah, blah, blah. Because I've got a 3-year-old girl that I just interviewed that said that she never wants to see the bad man again. You have changed that child's life. I'm discouraged that you won't take responsibility for your actions. Detective, I don't want to talk to you.
Bailey maintained his innocence, but was arrested and charged with 5 counts of public sexual indecency to a minor and 5 counts of indecent exposure. 9 months later, Bailey pled guilty to 1 felony count of indecent exposure. A month later, he was sentenced to 3 years probation and a suspended sentence of 200 days in jail.
That's it?
Typically means if he doesn't violate the conditions of probation, he can avoid jail time.
How could that
Next, take you to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for an interrogation moment you may have missed in the case of 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, who is accused of the deadliest school shooting in U.S. history. 4 hours earlier, Cruz was arrested near Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School.
Oh, shit.
Cruz, who had a history of mental health issues and making violent threats, and was recently expelled, entered the school holding a loaded semi-automatic rifle and opened fire. After killing 17 students and staff members and injuring another 17, Cruz dropped his weapon and left the building by blending in with the students who were fleeing. An hour later, he was captured walking near the scene and arrested.
What's going on today, bro?
These demons, man.
Demons?
Voices.
Voices and demons?
Where are the voices? Where am I? What happened?
At the sheriff's office, Cruz was being quiet but cooperative, answering Detective John Curcio's questions about his home life and his mental state. But 2.5 hours into the interrogation, Cruz asks for a lawyer. While they wait for counsel to arrive, Curcio brings Cruz's 17-year-old brother Zachary into the room. Cruz and Zachary, who share a biological mother, were adopted as infants. The boy's adoptive father passed away when they were young, and their adoptive mother died suddenly of pneumonia 4 months before the shooting.
Anything wrong with it right now? She would cry. People think you're a monster now. Monster? You're not acting like yourself. Why? Like, not me. This is not who you are. Like, come on. Why do you do this? This is, don't even laugh. This is, I know I made it seem like when we were growing up that I hated you, I didn't like you. But truth is, I just didn't want to look like you. I didn't want to look weak. I love you with all my heart. Like, I will tell you, I'm telling you right now, I love you. I know what you did today. Other people look at me like I'm crazy for you. I don't care what other people think. Like, you're my brother. I love you. I want you to. You can't. Why you? Can I hold him? You want to hug? Yeah. Why did you? I love you too. I know it's
For the first time since his arrest, Cruz breaks down.
listen, no, you're lost. You're not right, but that's for sure. You're not right. You're 19,
Let me get my pizza.
How many years you have? Years. You're still stuck in your teenage mindset and you did this thing. You're not thinking about your future.
Before leaving, Zachary makes a promise.
No matter what happens, I'm gonna come see you. I don't care about you, alright? I'm gonna come see you, alright? I promise I'm gonna come see you every time. I care about you, alright? Just stay solid, alright? It's gonna suck for a while, but alright? Just stay strong.
Zachary attended Cruz's arraignment and a preliminary hearing, but not the trial, because he has since moved out of state. And while Zachary offered support to Cruz in the interrogation room, at the sentencing hearing, Matt Schachter, the father of one of Cruz's victims, Alex Schachter, held nothing back, reminding Cruz's defense team of the horrific actions of their client.
They hunted down innocent children and staff, terrified, then tortured them, blew their heads apart like a water balloon, and enjoyed it. That doesn't make it on your worst of the worst murderers list. You make me sick.
3.5 years after the shooting, Cruz pled guilty to all 34 charges. A penalty-phase jury swallowed the death penalty, but he was sentenced to 34 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. Next, we're in North Las Vegas, Nevada, where police are preparing to interrogate 25-year-old Alonzo Perez. He's been charged with murder with the use of a deadly weapon.
Let me see what's the name of it.
Female companion reportedly argued with a stranger, 31-year-old Muhammad Robinson, at a local fast food restaurant after Robinson failed to hold the door open for the woman. According to police reports, Perez shot Muhammad several times in the torso and fled the scene. Muhammad died later at the hospital. A tip led police to the woman, and after a 5-day search, Perez was captured and arrested. Police also linked the gun used to kill Muhammad to 2 unrelated shootings a month earlier, one of which killed a 37-year-old man. Now Perez is in the interrogation room while detectives prepare to question him, but he doesn't appear content to just sit and wait. He's looking for a way out. Perez's cuffs are attached to metal bars on this table. You can see him here as it looks like he's trying to figure out how to detach them and break free. A detective enters the room to check on him, but as soon as she's gone, Perez is back at it, in earnest. Here, he tries to use his belt buckle as a tool to wedge them open. Eventually, simple brute force does the trick. And with a loud bang, Perez is free of the cuffs. He seems to pause to see if all the noise has alerted the police to his actions. After scoping out the room, Perez gets on a chair and pulls off an exhaust grate near the ceiling. And he's gone. Still wearing ankle cuffs?
Damn.
Perez escaped the police station, and after 4 days on the lam, he was recaptured and charged with escape and unlawful taking of a vehicle. When he was finally interrogated, Perez claimed he shot Muhammad in self-defense. In addition to the earlier shootings, police also matched Perez's gun to the killing of a 50-year-old man the day after Muhammad died. 5 years later, Perez took a plea deal. In exchange for prosecutors not pursuing the death penalty, he pled guilty to 3 murder charges, 6 theft-related charges, 11 counts of discharging a weapon, assault, attempted murder, and escape. He was sentenced to life in prison without the chance of parole.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yes, I just switched to H&R Block in like one.
Alright. I think that's enough of that. I'm gonna relax for a little bit. Lay down. 6, 7, yeah, I got a little bit of time. I laid off for about an hour. Chill out. I get back to work tonight. Till next time.